This is on the different levels of Granite. What are these levels? Who made them up? And how do you as a customer understand them and the pricing? To understand the levels, we first have to go to where the granite comes from. Most of it comes from Brazil. Doesn't matter if it's Brazil or India. The quarries do not have level 1 through 5, level A through D. It's really simplified. They call them basics, exotics, and super exotics. Super exotics being stuff that's $5,000 to $10,000 per slab, just absolutely semi-precious and ridiculous. So if you kind of whittle it down to an average consumer, you're talking about basics and exotics. The basics are fairly consistent, and the basics line up with level 1s for the most part when we kind of come into America, into our system of the supplier system, the distributors who buy from the quarries and sell to the fabricators. Level 1s are pretty consistent from supplier to supplier, which are called slab yards, and from fabricator to fabricator, which is us, right? You have some deviation, but not too much. Now, once you get outside level 1, you're into exotics. That's where the price levels become extremely confusing, completely differentiated, and completely arbitrary. So the first person that's setting price levels that you might kind of have contact with is the supplier, also known as the slab yards. They're gonna arbitrarily set price levels, whether it's A through E or 1 through 5, because they're not allowed to give the customer direct pricing. They sell to the wholesalers, they're the fabricators, and they don't share pricing with the customer. So they make up these price levels, which is not accurate, and they're different from supplier to supplier, just so they can give the customer an idea, just a general idea, comparatively when they're looking at one color in the yard versus another color, which one's more expensive. The fact is, once you're into the exotics, every single color is priced differently per square foot for the material. So there's no price level, there's no category where as a fabricator, I'm like, okay, level 2 is X amount per square foot. Some companies try to do that. It's not accurate pricing, and it can overprice things quite often. When we have to get into the higher levels, we have to price them just per the color, because they really are a different price per color. We're kind of on the accurate pricing model, where we get a color, we price it per the job, completely accurately based on your kitchen, and we're not doing price levels that wouldn't even line up with other companies or other suppliers to begin with, because it's just not gonna really help the consumer out to get a good sense of comparison between company and company. We are not trying to change the system, we're just trying to do our best to give the consumer a very clean price so they can decide if they want to hire us or hire somebody else.